Welcome. My name is Danielle. We got Mochi here in the background with me, and today we have a well-rounded flow prepared just to help us get into our main muscle groups, get a little bit of a stretch in, get a little bit of mindful movement in, and get us back on our way into the pose of life. So it's a little shorter practice than usual, but that doesn't mean we're still going to get a good workout in. So commit, be ready, be present, and then be ready to move on. You might want to block, you might not. They're always helpful but never required. But I will have some available to kind of show you how to use them. So grab what you need, grab a mat, maybe put on some nice music in the background, and we will get started in a seated position. All right, so we are here. We have made it. Let's go ahead and start to bring that focus inwards. So taking a comfortable seat, you can be cross-legged, maybe half lotus, maybe full lotus. You can also take one of your blocks and put them underneath your seat to kind of lift the hips up. That actually might help make lotus, half lotus a little bit more accessible, just depending on how open your hips are, or whatever seated variation you would like. Let's just take a few moments here at the beginning. Maybe your hands on your knees to support the chest. Maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly to feel your breath. And here at the beginning, really just start to bring that focus, that intention inwards. Right? We are here. We have made it. The hardest work is done. And now, for whatever time we have on this mat, your only job is to breathe, to tune out all of this noise that's happening in the world and tune into your breath. So start to notice the quality of it. Is it deep? Is it full? Is it shallow? Is it strained? Can we bring it back in balance? Everything is just inhale and exhale. And that is truly all we need to do. So if breathing is enough for you to ground in, continue to do so. Otherwise, we will start to invite movement, but moving with the breath. So on your next inhale, arms out and up, touching overhead. And on your exhale, twisting to the right. So left hand comes to right knee, maybe your right hand behind you. We're grounding down through the sitting bones and then twisting back, maybe looking over our shoulder. And release. Inhale, arms back up. And exhale, twist to the left. So right hand to left knee, navel to spine as we're wringing out our spine like a rag, maybe gently looking over our shoulder. And then back through side. Touch the hands, clasp, interlock, and flip them. Stretch up for a moment, really stretch out your fingers, press the palms away. And on your next exhale, tilting over to the right, grounding that left hip down, breathing into the left rib, and really imagining going up and over as if there was an imaginary beach ball to the right of our body. Then inhale, back through center. And then exhale, tip left, grounding that right hip down, lifting up, and then going over, really stretching all the way down from your hip through the palm of your hand. And then inhale, release. Exhale, release the grip, maybe doing some hand circles, wrist circles as they lower down, and then flipping, reversing the circles as you get through halfway. And then we will start to roll ourselves over, removing any block if you were using it, and make your way into tabletop. I'm sorry, Mochi, you can stay there for a moment more, but you're going to move soon. So tabletop, wrists under our shoulders, knees under our hips. Your toes can be untucked or tucked, just whichever feels more grounding. But either option, on your next inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart through for cow. And exhale, round back for cat, tucking the chin, pushing the earth away. Inhale, drop the belly, lead with the heart. And exhale, rounding back for cat. So starting to move with your breath. Maybe closing the eyes, really helping connect with that deepest part of yourself. Maybe sticking with the traditional, or maybe starting to invite movements, hip circles, some shoulder circles. Just starting to get into all the nooks and crannies of our spines, really waking them up. And reversing any circles if you've taken them. Maybe keeping those eyes closed, just really noticing, feeling your breath. All right, then resetting that spine, starting to walk your hands forward, just a handprint or two. Sorry, Mochi, I'm gonna move you out of the way. Tuck those toes, start to lift those hips up, making our way into a downward dog. So it is the first one of the day, at least it is for me. It's really taking a moment to feel it out, maybe pedal into one leg and the other. Maybe bend into both, do a little squat, do a little wiggle. Just start to help reorient your body in space with your head below the heart. And then start to find some stillness for a few breaths, really building that strong foundational pose, pushing the earth away, grounding those fingers, those knuckles, those palms in, inner elbows shining forward, trying to push the heart back towards the thighs, and a gentle bend in the knees as we get more depth, and then gently starting to straighten them, drawing the heels down, and then pausing when you feel that strain. So it's somewhat of a restful pose, so don't push it too hard. Can you find stability and breathe into the back line? All right, then bend the knees, pushing to the hands the whole time as if they were brakes. Start to tippy toe forward. Really feeling your palms, feeling your knuckles. And coming into a forward fold at the top of your mat. So hands can stay grounded and swaying side to side. Maybe giving your legs a big bear hug, bringing the upper body in. Maybe taking the interlock grip behind the neck, helping the head hang heavier. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows. Just finding whichever variation helps you feel that length, that space. And then sticking with this, or if you'd like to get a little bit of a twist going, start to bend into the left knee. Left hand comes underneath the chest. And on your inhale, that right hand starts to peel up and open, stretching north to south. Keeping that right leg straight, kind of getting a stretch into that IT band. If the earth is too far away, maybe taking a block underneath that left hand, get you a little bit more space. You're just feeling it out. Can we sink that right hip back as we reach up with the right hand? And shoulders are rolling down the back. Maybe gazing up at the end. And then release. Right hand plants down. Maybe wiggle out those legs. Release any tension. And then starting to move to the other side. So starting to bend in the right knee. Generous bend as we keep that left leg straight. Right hand plants underneath the chest. And on your inhale, left arm opens up. Stretching up to the sky. We're grounding down in the right palm as we're reaching up with the left. Keeping that left leg straight. Can we hike that hip back? Really feel stretch along the whole left side of the body. And finding our breath. And then we release. Those hands plant down. Wiggle out the legs. Remove any blocks if you've taken them. And as you're ready, on your inhale, round it up, roll it up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Chin comes up last, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Coming back to your breath. All right, inhale, arms up, interlock grip, release the index fingers. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, draw the shoulder blades down. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands slide up the shin. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. Inhale, shift forward, then lower down, knees, chest, then chin, light, and in that order. Inhale, pull the heart through for little baby cobra. Exhale, lower down, retuck those toes, push yourself up through tabletop, lift the hips for downward facing dog. Just gently warming up the spine here to start getting into it. Bend the knees, look forward, step forward to that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, round it up, roll it up, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your side. Coming back to our breath. Inhale, arms up, interlock grip. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hips to the right, arms to the left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, cactus the arms, lift that heart. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back, top of a push-up. The knees raised or lowered. We lower all the way down, elbows hugging in. Inhale, pull the heart through for cobra or up dog. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Breathing into the back line. All right, on your next inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow, keeping that foot raised. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Can we round through and then gently stepping it through? Dropping the left knee, untucking the toes. Inhale, hands to knee, thigh, or sky for crescent low lunge. So feeling it out for a few breaths. What engagement can we find? We are driving the right heel down, sliding it back, really feeling the whole back line of that right leg engage. Pressing down the left knee, the left toe, pushing the hip forward, lifting up out of the hips, pinky spiraling in. Breathing space. Then on your exhale, start to plant the hands, driving down through the right foot to sink the right hip back, going into our half splits. So hands can be framing the feet, they can be framing the hips. If the earth is a little too far away, you're always welcome to take blocks on either side of that right foot. Just makes it a little bit more accessible. Finding whatever sensation we can. Looking for a sensation, not pain. And then flexing that right foot. You can stay with this, or here at the end, maybe go into another little twist. So using a block under the left hand if you would like. On your inhale, peeling that right arm up to the sky, sinking the right hip down. And we are flexing that right foot, reaching up, breathing into this form, breathing into the shape. All right, exhale, windmill the hands down, moving our blocks forward or out of the way, rebending that right knee, tucking the back toes, picking up the back knee, and inhale, hands to knee, thigh, or sky for crescent high lunge. So same shape, just different activation, a little bit more intensity. But can we feel it out equally in both feet? So you're lifting up, your core is engaged. And then exhale, windmill open into warrior two. So looking for that heel to arch alignment, both legs working equally. Shoulders are over the hips. Stretching, both arms are reaching. Gaze is at the tip of our fingers. And we breathe. All right, next inhale, windmill the hands down, frame that front leg. Pick up the back heel, and then slow and controlled, start to make our way to a side lunge Skandasana into that left leg. So your hips can stay above the knee, maybe taking flight with the arms, feeling it out here. Maybe we're starting to sink the hips down, maybe wiggling it out, maybe going deeper into a Skandasana. If it's not fully there yet, but you want the support, you can take the block underneath your hips, maybe on a high setting, maybe on a low. Right? Just finding what feels right in your hips today. And finding some comfort and grace in this pose. Maybe staying with your hands rooted, maybe opening the right arm up, going into another little twist. Breathing space. And then we release, start to plant both hands down, lift the hips up, pivot the heels in, heels out, toes in, hands come underneath the center. Inhale, lengthen the chest, leading with the heart, micro bend in the knees. Exhale, hinging forward into our first wide-legged fold. So maybe this round, we're walking the hands back, pulling the heart down, surrendering the head, rolling the weight into our heels. You might also want to take your hands behind the legs and pull the heart down this way as well. Both beautiful options. But we're keeping a gentle bend in the knees to keep the stretch in the legs, not the back. Breathing space. And then we release, taking those hands back down underneath the shoulders. Slow and controlled, start to make your way to a low lunge at the top of our mats, framing that right foot. And right foot steps back and flow your way to downward dog. Coming back to our breath and preparing for the other side. So on your next inhale, left leg lifts. And then exhale, shift forward, knee to left elbow. And then inhale, we lift. Exhale, knee to right elbow, keeping that leg lifted. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the shoulders, press the earth away, and gently step it through. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes on your inhale, hands to knee, thigh, or sky. For crescent low lunge on the other side. So same shape, same activation. How can we feel this pose in our bodies today? How is it different from the other side? Both legs are working. We are sinking down and rooting up, softening the jaw, softening the gaze. And staying with this, or start to windmill the hands down, sink the hips back, going into our half splits. And we can do the same thing with the hands this side, or maybe try something new. Where do I feel most supported in my pose? When we're supported, that's where we find the most space. And closing the eyes for a moment, maybe breathing into it. Sending our breath to the space that needs it most. And maybe staying with that splits, maybe going into the twist, planting the right wrist underneath the right shoulder. Inhale, opening up that left hand to the sky. We're sinking that left hip down and back as we're reaching up. Breathing into that left rib. And maybe lifting the gaze, maybe not. Whatever feels right for you today. All right, so on the exhale, windmill the hands down. Start to walk the hands forward, bending that front knee. Then setting up for a crescent high lunge on the inhale. We rise. It's the same shape, just different activations, a little bit more intensity as we take the earth away. And maybe checking we're not gripping with the toes as we're holding space. And then start to windmill open into warrior two. So checking in our roots, heel to arch, alignment in the feet, Both legs are equally working, stretching east to west, rolling the shoulder blades down. Gaze is at the top of our mats. Breathing space. And then windmill the hands down. Start to pick up the back heel. Walk the hands around. Start to go into a side lunge in the right leg. Hips staying high. Maybe taking flights. Or maybe starting to sink the hips down, lifting the toes. And again, going into it or using that block. Maybe a lower setting. Whatever feels good. If we're going into that Skandasana, we're pressing that knee open, lifting the heart. Breathing space. Making sure that left leg stays active, the foot is flexed. All right, then starting to release, lifting the hips, pivoting the toes in, heels out, setting up for our second wide-legged fold. So maybe this set, you're walking the hands forward, surrendering the heart. Or maybe you're taking the arms out, taking flight, and reaching whatever is behind elbows, forearms, or hands. And surrendering in, and lifting the arms. Getting a nice little shoulder stretch. Gentle bend in the knees. We don't want to lock out any of our joints. And it'll help us get deeper in the pose in time. All right, then we plant the hands back underneath the shoulders. Slow and controlled, make our way to a lunge at the top of our mats. Left foot steps back, flow your way to downward dog. Coming back to our breath. And then we'll start to wind it down. So coming back through tabletop. And then make our way into a seated position. So doing some separate leg stretching here to start. Right leg is out, left leg bends, coming into your right thigh. Or if you want to work on the ankle flexibility, you can do a half lotus. Either option, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over that right leg. Adding length in the spine before we then start to round it. And again, we can bend our knee if we need to. If we need to super bend it, that's okay. We want to feel the sensation in our leg, not our spine. So bend the knee to find the stretch. And then start to surrender the head, surrender the heart. Breathe into the whole back of the leg. All right, then start to walk yourself up. Maybe taking the left hand behind your hip. On your inhale, right arm reaches up and over, pinkies angled down. Maybe this is enough. Maybe we lift, going into a deeper side stretch. And then exhale, sink the hips down. Bring the hand back to that knee. Then inhale, we lift, stretch, lift the hips. And exhale, settle in. One more time. Inhale, lift, stretching up. Exhale, settle in. And then going into the other side. So left leg is out, right leg is in. Under inhale, arms up, interlock grip, then fold over the left leg. And bending our knees to get that stretch. And then straightening it out as the body opens. Trying to keep our shoulders level with the earth, maybe rolling some weight in towards center. Gives us the space to fold a little deeper. And surrendering the head in at the end. All right, then starting to walk ourselves back up. Right hand plants behind you. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Maybe adding the hips. Exhale, bringing it back down. Inhale, lifting. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And then we settle it in. So let's set up for, let's do the wide-legged first. One more wide-legged fold as we're getting into it. So spreading your legs out wide, setting the chest up tall, grounding down through the sitting bones. Keeping that length in the spine, feet are flexed. Gently start to walk our hands forward, kind of getting deeper into the stretch as we can. You can stay lifted. Maybe bring the elbows down. Maybe bring your elbows to some blocks. That might help open it a bit more. And then starting to find some space. We're continuously rolling the inner thighs back, rolling our feet back, trying to find depth in the stretch. And maybe closing the eyes and connecting with our breath. Where are we feeling this stretch right now? What is the quality of the stretch, the sensation? And what is the quality and sensation of our breath? Can we bring them back in balance as we maybe soften in just a little bit more? And then release. Walk ourselves back up. Move any blocks out of the way. Take our hands underneath our knees. Gently start to bring them in. And then ground our feet in front of us. Maybe take a moment to windshield wiper the legs. And you're starting to bring the hips into it, getting deeper into the windshield wipers. Getting into those joints. All right, and then the next time your knees fall through the right, pause. Maybe that left hand reaches up to the right shoulder. Maybe reaches behind you. Maybe we drop the right shoulder and left shoulder down, just getting into the whole side of the body. Then inhale, coming back. Windshield wipering those legs again. Trying to get it all balanced out. And then the next time they come through left, pausing here, that right hand reaches back, maybe to the left shoulder, maybe reaches down, maybe we can drop into the shoulders and get a deeper stretch. And then release. Windshield wiper those legs one more time. Really giving our joints some love. And then bringing our feet out in front of us for one more forward fold. So your legs are together, feet are flexed, gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold in. Grabbing your shins. Why is that word not coming to me? Or your ankles or your feet. We're pulling the upper body down as we're folding in. Maybe surrendering the head at the end. Starting to close the eyes, come back to our breath, our intention. Why are we here? What are we here to work on? And can we find that work in this moment? And then release. All right, one last bit of core work to get us into our Savasana. So feet out in front of us, arms reaching forward, pinky spiraling in and up, lifting with the heart. Slow and controlled. Can we use that strong core to lower back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we have made it. Finding your Savasana, whatever shape is calling to you. Maybe your legs are flopping out open, arms by your side. Maybe you're bringing your feet, grounding them down and having the knees fall in. Maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart to feel your breath as we soften in this pose. So this is a restful pose, yes, but it is an active rest. We are present with our breath. So all that is here in this moment is inhale and exhale. All right, if Savasana is calling to you, you can stay longer, tune me out, or press pause. If you're ready to be guided out of it, start to gently wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, just inviting some gentle movement. Then adding some wrist circles, some ankle circles, just wiggling it out, waking it up. Maybe bringing the arms up overhead in a big good morning stretch. And gently rolling over to your favorite side. Pausing for a moment, letting your spine come back to neutral. And gently starting to press yourself up into a comfortable seat. Maybe keeping those eyes closed for a minute more, just to really keep that focus inwards. Hands on your knees to support the chest, or maybe hands coming into heart center, rubbing them together, feeling that friction, that heat, that energy that we have been cultivating. And then pausing for a moment, coming to stillness for one last moment of gratitude for all of the work that we do here on the mat. We all benefit off of the mat. I truly believe that. So this work that you are doing for yourself is work that helps us all. So trying to take this mindfulness that we have been cultivating into the poses of life. Until we meet on our mats again, I bow to you and say, Om Shanti, peace. Peace within, peace around, and peace to those who need it most. Thank you. So if you found this at all helpful, I would love it if you could like, subscribe. Let's help get this content out in front of the people who need it the most. And you know there's a lot of them. So otherwise, keep doing the good work, bringing that awareness, that kindness into the world around you. And I will see you again soon. Bye.